Let me pull up this story from John Nicosia. Source, Stelter is down to weeks, if not days, left at CNN. They go on, he is everything that reminds the new owners of the Zucker era they desperately want to get past. They continue. Management is confident Stelter is the one sharing the internal pushback to fellow media reporters while simultaneously stirring discontent within the ranks. Looks like we've got some more here. He said at 1:49 p.m. February 2nd, 2022. I'm sorry, February 2nd, 2022. Two sources, former CNN Zucker's girlfriend Alison Gollust will not be staying on with the network once dust settles. And then he publishes on February 20th, she resigns. So he's basically saying he was right then. Brian Stelter may be on the way out at CNN. I bring him up along with this Taylor Lorenz story because, like I mentioned, I'm just going to say it again. There is a big picture of Luke Rudkowski in the middle of Times Square on one of the biggest billboards. How is that for winning and pushing back on the elites and telling them that we are taking these spaces? To see these people getting the boot, to see their credibility in the gutter, it's a good day.
Daily Wire had a story on that article, and I think your tweet response to this was in there, and I noticed mine was as well because I got a Google alert. There's a part of me, I genuinely feel bad for Stelter. Stelter. I genuinely feel bad for him to some extent, but he has demonstrated actual malice. He demonstrated malice with that kid who asked him the question recently at
the high school kid.
The high school kid. He was. I feel terrible. He came on the show for an interview. I won't remember his name. Puts on a smiley face. Oh yeah, we really have to work better on this as the media, and then gives him the cold shoulder when the cameras aren't running. They're liars. But my analogy was that it comes from real life experience. In our country place, my parents' cottage, we had a mouse problem, and we put out a bucket a bucket with some bird seed in it, and a way for the mice to get up. They got up, they fell in, they didn't get back out. They were all happy until they ran out of food. Then they started eating each other.
Oh,
literally. So this is
I see where you're going.
This is like mice in a bucket. They'll play with each other when there's enough food to eat, and then when the food starts going short, they literally start eating each other. No honor among scoundrels, and it couldn't happen to a better industry.
Yeah, man. I gotta say, I agree. We're watching the downward spiral, man.
Yeah,
independent media is going to take over. It is taking over. The stuff I see in the background of what's happening, people from these types of organizations coming to us, wanting to go the independent route. This is the world is changing, and a lot of these organizations don't see it quite yet. But there are some individuals in some of these organizations that do, and they're starting to reach out. And this is something that's going to, I think, accelerate a lot in the next 6 months to a year. Especially over the next 2-3 years. Yeah, independent media will take over.
I definitely
it's inevitable.
I definitely agree with you because the more they try to suppress the truth, the more they promote the truth tellers.
But it's even talent at these organizations that are starting to realize this, and they're starting to realize they're restricted, and they want to have a show like Tim's. It's happening.
Well, in 3 years, it's going to be Wednesday. It's going to be Thursday at 9 a.m. And I'm going to be like, hey, Luke, that Thor 6 is coming out. Do you want to go catch it over at the local AMC? And Luke's going to be like, oh, okay, we'll catch that Thursday preview. And we're going to show up. We're going to walk up to the counter to get some snow caps. And Brian Stubbs is going to turn around and be like, would you like anything else with that?
He'll be fine. He made a lot of money. The one thing is Chris probably had no idea 10 years ago when you started Rumble. You for the next 5 years are going to be number one target because you're starting something which is going to be the platform for the independent voices who are being snuffed out, pushed out, and censored on what had hitherto been the free speech platforms. So, are you up for the battle?
I better be. Well, that's I love what I do. I love this space, and I really strongly believe in it. So, absolutely.
Did you guys see that smear piece about Florida? Like the far right is moving to
which
Florida.
one?
Oh, yeah. I've seen a few of those.
There are all smear pieces.
Like every week there's one, I think.
I just typed in Brian Stelter into a Brave search, and one of the articles that comes up is from the New York Post talking about how his reliable sources, first of all, why would you name a show like that when you're such a propagandist? But
that's why.
But it's titled Reliable Sources on CNN Draws Lowest Ratings Since 2019. So they're feeling it. I mean, it's not popular.
He got 73,000 viewers in the key demographic. Oof. That's how many views I get when I post a video of chickens outside.
Tim, you had 40,000 people watching an empty studio for 2.5 hours last week. I mean, and and generating revenue while it happens. I mean, it's nuts. People want to support quality. The people who can't succeed on a merit-based system
Yep.
want to suppress that quality.
Exactly.